It's not normal to be depressed, everybody. It's not normal to feel down all the time because God created us in God's image and likeness as lovely beings, as hallowed spirits. The Blessed Anita Holbert, Lady Azaria, I believe is her Nida name, right?
Yes.
Has been tugging on my heartstrings all morning to share something. Maybe because Richard's here, I don't know. And she'd like to talk about purgatory in the sense that the Catholic teaching about purgatory is a little bit true. And when you make your transition and you have your life review, if there's things that you have done that you regret, there's an opportunity to go through a type of purgatory, which is spiritual purgation, which does involve the invocation of the violet light to transmute the burden of the karmic weight that you've accumulated through unrighteous acts, thoughts, feelings, deeds. And she says that it's much better to do this while you're on earth in embodiment because the process is more direct, where you balance that karma much more quickly because you can actually visualize and disassociate yourself from the negativity consciously by invoking that accelerated action of the spinning of the violet light, as we just did, in such a dynamic way that it brings you joy rather than pain. So people think that purgatory, you suffer through the burning of fire, and it's kind of like fire and brimstone, almost hellish. Well, in one sense, it is a little painful to experience the karma coming back to you of what you've done that's not so good, because there has to be a way to undo that negativity. And for most people, pain and suffering is a way of experiencing this purgation. Your soul, in a sense, suffers when you do bad things or things that aren't conscious, when there's the return current of that karma back to you. Your psyche goes through a catharsis. Your mind can be troubled. Your emotions can be out of whack. So if you start feeling at all in your life that something's out of balance, out of whack, you're constantly being defeated, or as many people experience, they feel that they're always being attacked. And I have this all the time when people have soul raising sessions. They say, David, I'm always under attack. I'm always under attack. Well, what is that? Are you really always under attack by dark forces? I think that our mindset sometimes gives us the sense that that is happening, yet what it can be is that you're out of balance psychologically, mentally, emotionally, psychically, through some inharmony that you have promulgated in another life. And so in this life, it feels like you're always being put upon, you're always being judged, you're always being analyzed, you're in this process of this catharsis all the time where you can't gain the harmonic balance of just being at peace, because there's an edginess to this negativity that you sense or you feel. In a past life, you may have done things that opened up your aura to astral forces. And you may have engaged in black magic or witchcraft or voodoo or things like this that tore open and created a rent in your auric field, where now the energies of the astral plane kind of seep into you, and it's a difficult thing. And in a sense, you are under attack, but what's really attacking you? Yourself. It's your past choices that are coming back to roost in your psyche, your consciousness. So how do you guard against this? How do you deal with it? First, you have to do what we did today and seal your aura in blue light, white and blue light, so that any rent in your garment, in your auric field, can be healed, and you can have it be an impenetrable flow field again from astral energies or from negativity that the dark ones project at you, in a sense, as a part of your karmic return, but they exacerbate it, they twist it and turn it and try to dig into you and make you feel less than, and you're not good enough, and you're not valuable, and you're unholy, or you're dirty, right? So the dark ones do that. They twist things to your detriment, and they manipulate. And Anthony William has spoken about a lot of this. The Screw Tape Letters book by Lewis, what is the name? C.S. Lewis talks about this. And we have to get a handle on it, because even the best of us at times, either through poor diet, through some sort of opening that comes partly through rock music or rap music or astral music, it can come through watching a horror movie or a lot of violence on TV or movies. It can come through people swearing at you and you're not being strong enough to withstand that projection and the horror of that cursing, because sometimes people curse you and you don't even know it, or they're holding you in a matrix of imperfection, and that is black magic, that is witchcraft, that is necromancy. So you have to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves, and secure in the knowledge, the understanding, and the wisdom that you are a son, a daughter of God. You have the power through your volition and your will to withstand anything that comes your way, with God on your side and God within you and vibrating within you, the light within you, to the point where nothing can attack or touch you. They can try, and the dark ones can try to manipulate it, yet if you have a strong flow field, they cannot get through. And so the light is the answer to this equation, and the more karma you transmute, the more light you have in your aura, the more light you have in your causal body to deal with the final initiations on the path, which sometimes come when our energies are low, when the moon cycle is a certain way, when our biorhythms are not at their peak, right? When we've worked and sweat and given our all and we're tired, and then somehow right at that point, it seems like some little karmic thing happens or dynamic occurs, and we go, oh my God, I blew it. I lost some light. I misused my words, my speech. I said something I regret. I did something that I shouldn't have done, or I ate something that, man, now I feel it. I think we've all had these types of experiences at some level, some more intense than others. And some people are constantly in the sense that everything's a downer. You know, everything is, the world is harsh. Karma is intense. We have to get above that through joy. We have to get above that through creativity, through the joy that comes when we are creators, co-creators, and we've done something magnificent. We can celebrate it and let the celebratory energy of joy hold us in that field of God power, God wisdom, and God love and balance, because we're worth it. And God sees us all as worthy, as her children, her sons and daughters. We all have the God light within us. So Anita says that she went through a lot in this final incarnation, and through her constancy, her dedication, her creativity, showing up, giving, and at a certain point, her humility. Even though she had some idiosyncrasies that some of us were aware of and some things have happened, she stuck it out. She stuck it out, and she kept on keeping on. And this is what it takes on the path to win your victory. And whether you win by an eyelash or you win by a mile, doesn't matter. You've won the race. You've won the victory through steadfast givingness, sacrifice, surrender, selflessness, service. And it's an important dynamic to know that this purgation that is really ongoing for all of us at a certain level, because we all have karma to balance. And if you balance the majority of your personal karma, you can work on planetary karma, like we just did. We accelerated things to transmute planetary karma, the weight of planetary karma. Do you feel that the earth feels lighter now through what we just did? It was fantastic. I don't think we've ever done it for the continents that I can remember, and it was very powerful. So purgatory is a personal thing. And if you're going through a hard time, please seek assistance from others who love you. And don't wallow in the self-pity of feeling bereft or feeling down to the point where you stay there for long periods of time, and you get sick and ill and sick and ill and sick and ill, and this thing happens and that thing happens, and then you're in bed again and again, and you just can't seem to get on top of it. There is a way to get on top of it, and the way is joy, the way is love, the way is being in the virya of the will of God, and invoking that blue fire and the violet fire, and maybe alternating, and then add the green, because the green is joy. After you've done the blue and the violet, do the green, because the green, through nature, through healthy food, a walk, exercise, that green energy is what will seal the deal of you feeling normal and your true self. It's not normal to be depressed, everybody. It's not normal to feel down all the time, because God created us in God's image and likeness as lovely beings, as hallowed spirits. And to feel that hallowedness and that speciality, that uniqueness and that brightness of who we are as a starry being is important. And so don't let yourself get to the point of depression where you even consider killing yourself, because even light bearers have done this. They get depressed, they're in the woe is me, alas attitude, which is really a bummer, and they finally surrender to the devil and his minions and snuff out their own life. And that's murder. It's still murder. Even though you're murdering yourself, it's still karmically as bad as if you murdered somebody else, because your life is just as important as everybody else's life. So we all deserve to feel validated, valued, appreciated, and cherished, all of us. And our I am presence affords that cherishment. If you commune with your I am presence, you will always feel better, because the I am presence pours out the perfect love, light, and joy unto you from this wealth and this symphony of musicality and virtue. Endlessly, ceaselessly, the I am presence is pouring out unto you the joys of God, the graces of God, the blessings of God. So bask in the light of your I am presence. Go out into nature. Commune with your I am presence. Feel the light, the joy, the energy, the vivaciousness, the creativity of your I am presence as this hallowed aspect of who you are and your true self. And when you commune with your I am presence and sing to your I am presence and joy in the cosmic field of energy of your I am presence, you will be healed, you will be blessed, you'll be supercharged. And that will be the solution to every dilemma that you experience, every burden, every pain, every sorrow, everything that you think is thrown at you, whether it's from hell or somewhere else. Hell cannot succeed when heaven is accessed through the joy of the Lord, when we love fully and when we give with exceptional grace and hope and faith that we are okay. We are okay. We're going to make it. We're all going to make it, right? Okay. So this is for everyone, not just one here or one there. This is for all of us. We all have some more karma to balance. We're all going to go through different aspects of purgation again and again. Hopefully it gets a little easier. Sometimes the final stuff is the stickiest and the gunkiest and the nastiest. And so if you're feeling the gunkiness and the stickiness and the nastiness of some karma that's coming back, join the club of Ascended Master Initiates, because God saves sometimes the worst for last because you have more light to deal with it. So it can be enigmatic and dire at times to have to deal with the ugliest of what we've done that's coming back to us. Yet, God loves us enough to give us the keys and the resources and the blessings and the energy and light to do it. And you can do it, and you are doing it. And by God's grace, you will do it. Will yourself to do it. Will yourself to get up early. This morning I was up very early, did all the things that I knew I had to do to prepare myself for today, including being there with the sun, doing my rosary, doing my meditation, doing my sauna, and preparing my celery juice. So, cheers to all of us. Cheers to all of us. Cheers to all of us. Initiates of the sacred fire. And thank you, Anita, Lady Azaria,